What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to the Journey Podcast. If you are here, hit that subscribe button, leave a like, drop a comment. Trying to get to 10K subs by the end of the year. We're at 5,300 right now. Need 5,000 more. Episode, as always, brought to you by Evermore, joined by cousin Jake. We're out in the field. How we doing?
We are in the field. I feel good. I'm having a little bit of a funny day. I'm a little drunk right now. Cousin went to the beach. Yeah, I mean, I feel funny. You know, it's always funny being how would I say it? Just the lifestyle that we live is funny. Like before this, I was at a friend's parents' house, and I was trying to explain to them what I was doing with my life because they asked, and I was like, bro, there's nothing that I can say to these people that would make them understand me. Like, it doesn't matter if I asked my friend that went to Harvard, or I asked ChatGPT, or the smartest person on Long Island, like, hey, can you write out an explanation of what an influencer is so I could show it to my friend's parents so they can accept me? There's nothing, you know? Yeah. So I almost wanted to tell them that I was a gay stripper, you know, just to look at their face, you know, and be like, you know, because I know eventually what we're doing is gonna pay off, and it's all gonna make sense because people can understand a Ferrari driving up to their house. Mm-hmm. But for me to try to explain like us doing the influencing thing, it doesn't make sense. So I feel very funny because I think that that's the stage that we're in our life. It's like kind of a funny stage.
Yeah, it's really either you get it or you don't. And for so long, we've tried to convince people and persuade people and make people believe. And I don't know, maybe subconsciously, like, we were trying to do it to, like, boost our own belief in it, to have others believe in what we're doing. And now it's got to the point, I spoke to my boy on the phone today, Avi, and I was just saying, you know, I was like, bro, like, I'm just so tired of talking to people about, like, what, you know, what I'm doing or this or that. It's just like, it's a lot of it is like just wasted energy, wasted conversation, wasted breath, because not many people really care what you're doing. Like, it's just like, it's like this like unsaid thing that like people ask, like, oh, like what do you got going on? It's just like small talk that, like, you know, most people don't care. Yeah, of course you're gonna have your, you know, select few of people that genuinely do want to know how you're doing and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, it's just like, especially when you're trying to do something like as unconventional as we're doing, it's not going to make sense to majority of people.
It used to fuck with me like, oh, I need to really prove to this person that I'm on a good path in life. But now I just can't wait to get the fuck out of that conversation, you know, because I'm like I said, like, bro, I just realized there's nothing that I will be able to say that's going to make this person understand me. So like the time I'm spending here telling them who I am and explaining myself is just time better spent. So yeah, I mean, hey, it's a very
I catch myself a lot in the act of trying to prove myself to people, and then mid proving myself to people, I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, why are you even trying to convince this person to believe in what you're doing? And it's like a weird paradox of the two, where it's like I'm always trying to show and like let people know, like, yo, like we're on the come up. Yeah. And then I have the other side of me that's just like, bro, stop. You know, why are you trying to do that? You know, I do catch myself a lot. I think that's good though. I think that's good. Like, that's we spoke about it a lot, like that inner voice, that inner voice, that self-dialogue that you have. Yeah. And I feel like if you have it, that's a good thing. Some people get frightened by that voice in their head, and they think they're going insane. But I think if you can learn how to control that voice and have it kind of guide you throughout your day, you can use it to your advantage, because you're keeping yourself accountable. You're keeping yourself aligned with like the habits that you want to continue to create and build. And I think it's something that helps me like throughout my day. Like, as soon as I judge someone or judge a situation, like that voice comes in and it's a good voice. It's like, why are you doing that? Why are you judging that person? Yeah. Why are you spending time stressing about this? And then it's like, I'm like, oh, okay, all right, now I'm back in control. But that voice comes in throughout the day all the time, and it kind of keeps me in check. It keeps me in check, and I guess there is people that could have a voice that does the opposite, and it fucking tells them to do really bad things. And then if you can't control that voice, that's when you have a serious problem.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty much everyone. Usually the voice is more so a negative thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it is more so a negative thing. I've been dealing with that voice a lot. Really obviously again today's my 30th day. No social media, so I've had nothing but time to really get to know that voice. It's almost like a fun game. It's like, all right, let me like sit and listen to whatever my mind says, and doing that, So
it never goes away either.
No, it won't go away. That's what's crazy. Yeah, it doesn't go away.
It never goes away, bro. It's there all day.
Yeah, so it's just something you want to have a good relationship with, because it's always there. Yeah, it's always right. There.
Yeah, it's like having a roommate, and when you go to college or some shit, like you could get blessed with a good roommate, or you could get stuck with like a shitty roommate, and there's nothing worse than having like a shitty roommate in college.
It's funny how there's a voice inside your head and nobody even acknowledges. It's not even that in school you don't learn about the voice inside your head. It's that it's not even acknowledged, and that if you mention the voice inside your head, society will try to tell you that it's crazy, but it's there, and everyone experiences it. Everyone experiences it. Yeah, it's a very weird thing. At least I've seen. I'm someone that's more so the voice inside my head it's a little bit more destructive.
Really?
Yeah, for sure.
Why do you think that? Or why do you think like you allow it to, like, do you feel like you can change that from being destructive? Or do you think like some people just have a voice in their head that's destructive, some people have one that like kind of guides them and keeps them in check? Do you ever have a voice that keeps you in check? Or is it strictly destructive?
No, it's not like... The voice isn't like, yeah, I would say it's more so strictly destructive. Whenever I do anything that I find good in my life, it just comes from a place of peace. It doesn't come from like you need to do this. It's just like it's an unsaid thing.
Yeah.
So I feel like the only time I tend to really think about situations is when it's not good.
Yeah.
That's what I feel. What about you? You feel you have a good voice in there that tells you to do the right thing?
I definitely have both, but yeah, the majority it's like subconsciously I react and I do things without thinking about them, and then that voice usually comes in and keeps me in check. And then I can like quickly change my thought patterns like in the moment. I just find myself doing a lot with just like judging people, or like it's like two people, bro, it's like I have a conversation, like you could be at the gym and like I don't know, some dude's ego lifting or someone's lifting funny, or doing something, and immediately I want to say, like my mind immediately is like, like, oh, look at this guy.
Yeah.
And then that voice comes in, I'm like, bro, shut up. Like why who cares? Like the guy's in the gym, like leave him alone, It's like a combative relationship between the two. And I don't know where that instinctual thing comes in to like immediately talk shit all the time,
It's crazy that we even have a voice inside our head. If you really think about how crazy that is, we don't think about that, our thoughts. That dude Joe Dispenza says we have 60 to 70,000 thoughts a day.
Yeah.
You really think about it. It's like, bro, what even are you? If I weigh you the second before you die and the second after you die, you weigh exactly the same. Like, where's your soul? What are you?
I thought you weighed less.
I mean, I'm talking like literally a second after.
Okay.
Yeah, like I'm just saying, like,
right. So,
bro, just like think about how insane that is. Like, bro, think about how insane your internal dialogue is. What is that? Like, why do us human beings even have to have an internal dialogue? Why do you think?
Because we're conscious beings.
Right.
That's what separates us from primates and dogs and lions and stuff. It's because like we can think. We have the ability to decision make.
Yeah.
And I think through our life path, like all of our experiences and things that we went through, the good and the bad, like they've all kind of created this way of thinking of life in our own minds. Because like we only know life to be as we've experienced it. Like someone can tell you things, or you can watch a movie, you can watch podcasts, you can do whatever, but like you really only know what you've experienced. And I just think over a long enough period of time, think about how louder and more frequent that voice has got over time as we've gotten older. You know, we didn't. A lot of us, like, I mean, at least for me, like, I can't remember having that inner dialogue that often when I was 12, 13, 14.
Right.
Occasionally, you know, you're in your own head, your girlfriend in 8th grade breaks up with you, you know, or I went through some shit, you know, so like, yeah, I was in my own head, you know, sometimes, but not as often as I am now.
Yeah.
And that's what I think. I think it just comes with like life experiences, but that's why like I think it's good because, bro, I do believe there are some people that they don't have that. They don't have that voice at all. And I think that's what like leads, or it may steer people in the direction of more of like a cruise control life, of just that mundane, just simplicity of, yo, I'm just gonna do this and this and this, because like there's nothing, there's no type of like radical thinking that's ever happening. So I don't know, maybe, you know, I don't know.
Yeah, I think they do have the voice, but the voice just completely controls them. They're just completely identified with the voice. Versus like if right now, if I have a thought like run over to you and sock you in the face, I'm not gonna do that because like I don't live my life. I'm not identified with the voice in my head. But like, bro, when someone's voice tells them eat Doritos, do this, do that, like you get the point. Like they're not even aware that there is a voice inside their head because they're just so identified with it.
Right, they've become that voice.
Yeah,
it's almost like a mask,
and it's bad. It's you really look at like the majority of people, bro. Majority of people live very horrible, terrible lives. You know, I was at the beach the other day and I was speaking with this 23-year-old girl, someone that I've known for a very long time, and I asked her, you know, hey, how are you? And she's like, oh yeah, you know, I just got my job and that's it. You know, I go, oh, I don't know what that means. I go, how's summer been? She goes, oh yeah, you know, it just feels like summer's lost its magic. You know, she was like, hey, like when we were growing up, summer was amazing and all these amazing things, and now it just seems like life is sucks and that's just the way it is forever. And I was like, who told you to think like that?
Yeah.
You know, like why did you even sign up to think like that? And it's just I don't even know why. Oh, because I was saying yeah, majority of people, bro, just live very horrible, terrible, lackluster, unmeaningful, unfulfilling lives. You know, that's just majority of people. That's where we're at as a society. You know, I remember I was sitting in the sauna a couple of days ago and someone was like telling me how they were speaking about LeBron James in a way that was like, oh my God, like LeBron, like so amazing. It's the most amazing thing of all time. But I can't do that. Like I can't be that person. It was like, it was cool to them because they can't be that guy. And listen, I'm not saying everybody can fucking be 7 foot tall and dunk 360 windmill dunk basketballs, but I was like, why, if that life is so attractive to you, why don't you try to be that great at something instead of romanticizing about it? You could be that great in some aspect, but it just requires you again to be what we're doing right now, to have a Ford and a Chevy sitting side by side, American fucking made, but like to have a Ford and a Chevy and to not have a combined, you know, $100,000 to their name at 26 years old, and to still be living at your parents' house and be the laughing stock of the town. That's just what it requires.
Yeah. Yeah, there's two paths. Yeah. There's two paths you could take, but like you were saying, like the guy who was, you know, romanticizing about LeBron, it's just, a lot of people do that. A lot of people like live vicariously through athletes and celebrities and artists because they look at them and they put them on a pedestal like they're not humans, like they weren't at one point a regular person chasing something or trying to pursue something. And people completely write themselves off from even trying to get to that because, one, they've probably never been exposed to it, and two, bro, they just don't believe in themselves enough because they know what it might actually take to get there, and a lot of people are scared of that. A lot of people are scared of the work that it might take to get there. And another thing, bro, a lot of people are scared of actually reaching those heights. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's some people I think that hold back and they don't reach their max potential, not because of the work ethic, not because of talent or ability. It's because, like, they're almost afraid of, like, yo, what if I actually do make it? What is my life gonna be like? And that lifestyle and being in that like upper echelon of life, it's not for everyone. You see a lot of people get to that point and then have a bad meltdown, a bad fall, because like it's different. I think it's a different type of thing, and bro, it's not for everyone. If everyone could do it, then there would be no type of uniqueness or no type of like, there would be nothing to strive towards or reach for if everyone could be LeBron James or be a, you know, Leonardo DiCaprio. But I don't know. It's
just weird how like people are just okay. It's like you get to 25 years old and you sign away the contract to the rest of your life. It's like, all right, I'm 25. I had 25 good years. I used to play in the park. I used to go to the movies and hit on girls that were out of my league. And now I'm 25. I got my job. This is the way it's going to be for the next 75, 65 years. And that's it. It's a very weird thing.
Yeah, I had this thought the other day when I was thinking about YouTube and just being a creator in general. I was like, okay, so if you have your life path, right, like your regular life path, and you work your regular corporate 9 to 5, you literally do the same thing every day. There's not much of a different experience. Like if you're a manager at a restaurant, you're telling the same people to do the same thing, right? Like if you're a chef at TGI Fridays, you're making the same chicken, the same steak, the same burger every single day.
Yeah.
It's repetitive. Now, when you attack life from like a creative standpoint, like yes, we may podcast every week, but every podcast is a new experience. You may look at YouTubers like, yo, all you do is YouTube. Every YouTube video is different. There's a different experience. There's a different memory that you create in every single scenario, like when you're living in this creative space. And that was like something that just clicked for me of like, yo, that is the reason why I'm doing this. It's because I hate doing the same thing over and over again. I can in like the broad, right, podcast, but not, we haven't had one podcast that has been the same. Every single one was its own experience. There was something learned and gained from it.
Right.
And I think that's just like the super cool part of being in the creative space, is because every single thing is different. Every day is a new day. Every day is like a crazy opportunity to completely change your life, or meet someone, or meet a girl, or, you know, meet new friends and experience something that you would never get to experience. And I don't understand why people wouldn't want to at least try it. At least give it a chance. There's no way that you like waking up every day and doing the same thing for 40 years. And then at what, 65? Travel? You know, like, I don't know. I mean, to each his own, you know? It's not for everyone, and I'm not talking bad on people that do that, but like, I just wish because I'm on the other side of it, and like it's fun. Like there's a lot of struggles in it, and there's a lot of hard times, and there's a lot of doubt, and there's a lot of question marks along the way. But I think that's what makes it fun. If you go into every day knowing exactly what your day is going to be like where's the spontaneity? Where's the fun? Where's the excitement? Yeah. You have nothing to look forward to. Every day we wake up and our life could honestly change. Every single day we wake up, there's an opportunity that could completely change our lives.
Yeah. Bro, I just can't wait to make it so motherfuckers could stop looking at me like I have 25,000 different heads. Just be like, yo, I knew this shit was going to happen. Yeah. And guess what? You could do it too. You know, bro, it's like such an annoying, like you said before about like, bro, like that's been a theme of the past month of every single podcast we've shot. We've talked about the opinions of others and, you know, how other people are living their lives and how like actually, you know, following your dreams is attainable, but it's hard. Like we've literally spoke about that on every single goddamn podcast. And I'm just at the point now where like, bro, yo, God, let's make it happen. Let's make it happen because, like, don't you want someone to walk around as a testament of what's possible in the universe? Like, don't you want more happy, fulfilled people that are living purposeful lives and adding and giving back to just society and humanity in general? Like, don't you want that? You know? And that's why, like, but like at the same time, like curriculum has been a word for me, bro. I think that everything that is in our lives is just our curriculum, you know, like, you know, and yeah, I was just going to go into like a whole point of like, there's no mistakes and whatnot. But, I do look forward to us making it because I know we're going to make it, and it would just be nice to, it's not that I need anyone else's validation, but it would just be nice to like walk around people and have them at least not look at me like I'm insane. That would be nice. You know, I don't need anyone to like think that I'm amazing, but because of my unconventional career choice, it would just be nice to walk around my friends' parents and just regular people in everyday life and for them to at least understand me. That's a crazy thing about, you know, picking a really meaningful career path, you know, a passion-filled career path. And it's why people don't do it. It's because not only is your day-to-day hard, like our day-to-day is hard, but everybody has to look at you and like literally just like look at you like you're insane.
It's a natural human instinct to want people to validate you and want people to accept you for who you are and what you're doing.
Yeah.
So it's hard for us to be this passionate and really put our all into what we're doing, and then people almost not take it serious. But like I've said in the past, there's been a lot of situations for us where we've been around like really successful people. They take us very serious.
Right.
And then there's the other side that is kind of like somewhere in the middle, like not really doing anything crazy, just living your basic standard life. And like those are the people that kind of like look at us sideways.
Yeah.
You know, but the successful motherfuckers, they look at us like, they're like, oh, these
they're onto
motherfuckers,
something.
They got something.
Yeah.
Because they know like what stage we're in of like doing it.
Yeah.
And I mean, bro, it's really been cool that like we've really got to document this entire process through, you know, 80 something episodes that we'll be able to like go back and look, because I mean, I really do think we're a wild card of, I don't know many podcasts that have done this from the ground up as two nobodies and then actually did it. You know, there's been celebrities that started pods. There's been influencers. There's certainly been people that started pods, right? But like, they've capped out, or their niche is just so narrow that there's really a ceiling to it. But like where this thing could go, like there's no ceiling. The upside is endless.
Bro, that's what's exhausting about it, is knowing that there's no ceiling and knowing that you're doing something worthwhile in life. Like, not only are you not living an average life, you're living like the most incredible life that you can think of, to where like literally like, bro, I don't think winning an Oscar is out of range. I don't think winning a Grammy is out of range. Like, all these things that people think are like completely worthwhile. Like, I think that we're supposed to do those things in our lives. And it's just such a crazy thing to like come across someone that treats you like you're dirt, you know? And it's like, oh, like, do I have to go achieve something for you to not even just take me serious, for you to even just treat me like I exist?
What's going on, guys? I hope you're enjoying this episode. I'm in Williamsburg, Brooklyn at Anthony & Sons Panini Shop, enjoying this beautiful sub. Gonna wash it down with an Evermore water, rare alkaline source, pH levels 8.8 to 9.1. Keeps me hydrated through the summer. Go to your local store to find your Evermore.
You know, that was the point that I was getting at before. Like, bro, it's not that I need people's validation. I just want to feel at least seen by people.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than when you put your all into something and then people just laugh at it. And as much as
it's worth something.
Yeah. And as much as you could say that opinions don't matter and I don't care what other people say, it is human nature that if you are passionate about something and you put your all into it, and then people just completely overlook you and laugh at you and make fun of what you're doing, that never feels good. You know, it never feels good. And in that process, you can have a lot of support, but those negative opinions, those negative voices are always a little bit louder. Yeah. It's like the comments. You could have 1,000 good comments. That one comment is gonna piss you off.
Yeah.
So, bro, it's like that. Where's my phone? The Russ album was literally like all that we're speaking about right now. But
shout out our boy Russ.
Russ is OD. But the song, he had this, I'm sure you heard it. He goes, thinking that I got a broken version of success until I realized that this is the version I'm supposed to get.
Yeah.
And bro, that's literally it. Like, we're in the process of like, is what we're doing successful? Is it worth it? Like, it almost feels like a broken version of success. There's so many like vanity metrics that make us think that we're doing a lot, and then there's a lot of things on the other side that could be like, y'all ain't done shit yet.
Right.
So it's a hard game to play of like, yo, are we doing enough or we're not? But then it's like, yo, like this is what was supposed to happen. Yeah. You know, this is the path that we were supposed to get. So I try to live by that, you know, as best as we can. Mm-hmm. I think it will be easier, like, if we have our own spot in Miami, we're both kind of doing, you know what I'm saying? Like, it'll give us more of a, I just think, clarity in our own minds of just like peace.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. I've actually been, to be honest with you, bro, I've been pretty happy here. I haven't been over the moon, you know, I haven't been over the moon, but I just, again, that word curriculum, you know, if like, hey, I think we're supposed to be here, and all the evidence that I need for that belief is that we're here.
Yeah.
You know, and it doesn't necessarily make much sense to me that we're filming at our elementary school, you know, I mean, we didn't go here, but I'm saying like in our town, like the whole thing doesn't make sense.
Yeah, in the field.
I'm kind of drunk and we're in the field and we're in our hometown again at 26 years old when I thought it would be done. There's a lot of things that don't make sense. So I don't really look too deep into things anymore. And I just think that, you know, bro, listen, I want to move out, but I kind of released that need to move out because we can't right now.
Yeah.
So I've been more so just trying to get to know the inner workings of my mind, and not even really focused on the content of my mind, like not what my mind is saying, but the mechanics of my mind, of like, how does my mind work? You know, if I can like, of course, I think anybody can be happy if they live on the beach and they get to see sunsets every day. But what can my life be like if I can learn how my mind actually works? so that when unfavorable circumstances happen, because they do, can I still be happy? You know, and that's been a pursuit for me, and it's been very crazy, bro, to not only chase a career but also chase happiness. You know, you said that somebody called you and they were speaking about happiness, but speaking about happiness and trying to become happy are two totally different things. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm on 30 days of like really trying to figure out like happiness. Like, it's not, bro, there's two ways to do something. You know, one of the reasons why I'm really happy that I let go of social media was because I realized that like there's a part of me that's a very hard worker, and then there's a show me part of me. You know, there were so many different things that I've done over the past couple of years that I could have progressed way further in if I didn't post about them on social media. I was a show me boxer. I was a show me guitar player. I was a show me filmmaker. You know, I just wanted everybody, any ounce of validation or achievement that I would get, it was all about posting. And then I would spend all this time showing other people how great I was. When, you know, one of the best things now about social media is I'm not trying to prove to everyone how happy I am. I'm just trying to be happy. And it's an all-day thing. It's an all-day effort. Like, bro, after this podcast tonight, I have no social media. I have nothing to do. I've had nothing to do. It's been 30 days of having nothing to do. And it's like, all right, another night with my mind. Another night with trying to figure out what is going, like, you know, like I said a couple podcasts ago, you know, like one of the coolest, Russ says the shit on the podcast, like how can I get God's message if I'm not quiet? I mean, Russ said it on the album, whatever.
On the album, yeah.
But nevertheless, I've just been, you know, bro, I want to move, I do, but I've been happy here because I'm trying to learn how to be happy anywhere.
Yeah.
I'm trying to learn.
Yeah, that's been I feel like my biggest battle has been stop going against the grain. Like stop trying to swim against the stream. Like if you're in a stream, you try to swim upstream, eventually you're gonna wear out, you're gonna die, you're gonna drown.
Yeah.
But if you just go with the stream, right? You go with the flow, you allow life to the universe to just guide you, and you kind of just are aware to different avenues to take and opportunities to pursue, that's when things really start to make sense.
Yeah.
And that's been my biggest battle is like, I keep trying to force things, or I keep trying to make sense of the things that aren't working out. And in hindsight, like I'm really just multiplying the problem, and I'm making it tougher on myself because I'm trying to fight something that isn't for me. I'm trying to fight a battle that I can't win. And if you can just allow those things that are going on in your life and the shit that it keeps you up at night and it's the first thing on your mind when you wake up in the morning, if you can just allow those things to happen and then just be present and then make the right decisions along that, you can progress a lot further than trying to fucking just go against it all the time and just fight and fight and fight. Because I mean, bro, we only have so much fight in us. You only have so much fight. It's going to get to a point where like you're just going to be like, yo, I can't do this shit anymore.
Yeah, that's what happened. That's exactly what happened with me. I was trying to just, you know, force everything. And I got to a place where like, bro, my spirit like kind of broke.
Yeah.
And I had to, sorry, all right, like, so my soul, like, I really want this one thing, but my reality is this. I really want this, but my reality is this. I feel like I deserve this, but my reality is this. I just had to get to a place, like you said, of like, all right, yo, my reality is this. I might as well work with it.
Yeah.
You know, and that's one thing I've just been saying to everyone of just like, bro, I don't, like, people have, like, there was this kid that came up to me the other day. He's like, yo, should I stay in college or should I leave college should I drop out to get a sales job? And I was like, bro, either way, you're going to learn from it. If you get the sales job, there's going to be a whole bunch of things to learn from. If you stay in college, there's going to be a whole list of things to learn from. I don't think life is bro, because I've been someone that's been stressed out over decisions. You know, should I choose this or should I choose that? You know that. You know, you felt that. People feel that when they're like, oh, do I do this or do I do that? Because life can be like, all right, should I have an abortion or should I not have an abortion? That's a fucking major decision. You know, should I marry this person or should I not marry this person? And I'm someone that has a tendency to overthink, so I could find myself all day long driving myself crazy going back and forth. Now that I'm just kind of like, hey, like, if you pick this or you pick that, either way, there's going to be things to learn from. You know, I don't know if there's like this damage control thing in life where it's like, oh, I better pick the best thing so I don't look back and regret something, because there's always regret. There's always fucking regret. You know, every single person that you speak to that is over the age of 50 regrets something. So it's like, yo, if you're young, like maybe that's something that can bring you some peace in your life, is like, yo, maybe your decisions don't matter that much. Maybe it's more so how you show up and react to them that actually matters and makes a difference in your life.
Yeah. Yeah, it's usually not the situation that defines you. It's how you handled that situation is what defines you.
Yeah.
And it's how you went about, you know, whatever you were dealing with. That's what makes you who you are. It's not, the situation doesn't define you.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people probably struggle with that, where they allow certain situations in their life, certain things that they went through, they allow it to define them, and they allow it to become a piece of them, instead of stepping back and thinking about, okay, how did I handle this situation? What were my decisions during this situation? You know, what could I have done differently? And then what did I learn from it? And now we move on. So many people are just so stuck in this thing, and they just carry it with them. And that's a terrible way to live.
Yeah.
You just carrying shit from the past, because we say it all the time. The past and the future, it's pretty non-existent.
Yeah.
Past is done, future hasn't happened yet. So like the only thing you can do is really just learn and be present in the moment. And those situations, and especially the ones that you think are life-changing, they go way deeper than like the situation itself. You know, there's things that I think
carry it with you for 20 years.
Yeah, I think there's things that happen to people like subconsciously that they don't even know, you know, that they got from a certain situation. And usually those situations that bring you something positive in your life, they're usually fucking terrible situations. They're usually terrible circumstances that you had to go through, that you really gain some type of perspective and a new outlook on life. But a lot of people can't get over that, you know, that initial hit of fucking struggle.
And that's something that we've done really well, bro, is we've looked at suffering, and we've looked at fucking failure and all the terrible things that have ever happened to us in our entire life. And we looked at it as just like this, oh, wait, I've just seen it more often than not. This is actually a good thing. I've seen how the ending of a relationship, the death of a loved one, not getting into the school of your dreams. I've seen how, thank God, 5 years later that this thing happened, because not thank God of certain situations, but just like, I'm glad that this thing happened, you know? So it's you know, it's something that I feel it's very, that's why our minds are so weird, is because the situation happens and then it happens again for another 20 years. And people are walking around with things that they never actually let go. Like, it's fucking insane. Like, bro, it's just, imagine, like, bro, everybody's got something that they define their entire life, and they live their entire life based off of like this thing. You know, if I looked at like you said before, us human beings, we have these minds. If I looked at my dog and was like, yo, you're a fat bitch or you're like a fat slob at the dog's not going to give a fuck. It's just going to go about being a dog, you know? But us human beings are so quick to like, what? You said I'm a fat slob? I'm going to tell all my friends about it. I'm going to get therapy. I'm going to get counseling. And I'm going to think about it all goddamn day. And then 30 years later, you go to the casket and before you die, you're like, oh, Zach Cummings called me a fat slob. You know, it's like, that's such a terrible way to live. And that's why I've been so, really, I've been so, you know, that's why I love this self-help path is because, bro, I've seen patterns from 4 years come up that I'm like, whoa, we got to put this to rest. We got to get rid of this thing. And it's the only thing that I've seen that actually makes a difference. I actually don't even like, it's something that I've said on the podcast a lot about therapy, you know, about me not really being a big believer in therapy because therapy focuses on the content of the mind and not the mechanics of the mind. It's more so focused on how can I make this narrative or this story sound better or make it make sense to me, when I'm more so like, hey, like, the story is just more shitty things to think about versus just dealing with the emotion and then actually being able to let it go.
Yeah, becoming familiar with shitty situations and making them your friend is probably the best decision you can make.
Yeah.
Because once you're in that situation and you feel like you've hit rock bottom, like there should be some sense of like joy and some sense of like there's a light at the end of the tunnel because like I've been here before. Mm-hmm. Like if you can make friends with the bad things that happen in your life, mm-hmm. you can take that lesson that you've learned and apply it to the other bad things that are going to happen in your life. Like bad things are going to be a constant thing that the everyday person goes through. So if you can become friends and become familiar with that feeling and what that situation is like, mm-hmm. you can, every situation like that bad time will, the time of feeling bad will be less and less and less because you're so familiar and you're welcoming things into your life. And I feel like when you are, when those things happen to you, yeah, there is tragedies and there is like things that are completely out of your circumstances, yeah. but there is a lot of things that you can put yourself in those situations. But if you're aware when you're in that moment, like you understand that you've been here before. Mm-hmm. And then every single time it gets a little bit easier and a little bit easier. So that's something for us that I know we've done. I mean, bro, like the joking slogan we live by is like we never lose. Like every single thing that goes wrong, we make a pivot.
Fact. We
make a pivot and we figure it out. Every single thing. And a lot of people, when shit hits the fan, they throw in the towel. Wow. They give up. This is too hard. I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
And it's that's definitely not like the mindset to have if you're trying to be obviously successful in anything. But
it's cool that it's cool that we've had to endure what we've had to endure to show people like the realistic side of things of like, all right, yo, if you want to do some worthwhile, meaningful shit, it's not going to be fucking easy.
Yeah.
But I could show you the blueprint. Like I could look, people can go back and watch episode 2 in 2019 of us or 2020 whenever we were sitting on your couch. Like you can literally go back and like watch every single fucking episode and like. Bro, I'm sure if a psychologist wanted to write a book about, you know, our tendencies, about who we are and the things that we've spoke about. And, you know, I can certainly say this. I'm not going to sit here and say that we've had the most success in our lives, but I can certainly say that, you know, in our friendship, we've never once said the word quit.
No.
No.
It's never been a thought.
No.
Yeah, it's never even came across.
Which is great. Because it could be a thought, right? Like it could be, you know, because people have that thought. And that's a very scary thing to think about. That's a very scary thing to contend with because it's like, you know, it really is something to be grateful for is that, you know, it is a non-negotiable for us. Maybe reading isn't, maybe waking up early isn't, maybe fucking journaling and all that shit isn't, but at the end of the day, we're going to continue to follow our dreams no matter what. That's a non-negotiable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. When I mean, we say it all the time, bro. Like when things get tough, I mean, like there's two ways you can do it. You know, you could give up, or you could pursue it. You know, and you could fucking try to make it happen.
Yeah.
There's there's never been there's really never been any and there's certainly been doubt, but there's been no sense of giving up on this, because it's just like
we're just in it.
It's that's crazy that because people obviously do like quit things, you know, like that they've put their whole, like they've dedicated their entire life to something and years and years and years, and then they hang it up.
It must be terrible, bro. Imagine that. Imagine we fucking hang this thing up, bro, and we go get some stupid ass jobs. Bro, it'd be terrible, bro. I really truthfully don't know. This is just like you said before about how even though we haven't, you know, there hasn't been a lot of security and maybe finances that have come along with this, but like at least every single day has been a new day. That's fun. It's a fun day. Bro, I'm freezing. So like,
it's a little chilly. Sun's gone.
I'm just about the sun hit me hard today at the beach. So let's wrap.
Yeah. No, we're good.
Yeah.
What time is it? 7:30. 7:25.
I'm still fasted.
Yeah, I gotta eat too.
Shout out to fucking Evermore, guys. If you, I know you've been doing the salesy blah blah blah, but like, yo, I spent a week without this water because we didn't have any, and then our rep dropped it off the other day, and I was just like, bro, thank God. Like, yo, it really is. Like, yo, it's good.
Yeah,
good stuff.
All right.